Hey there, today we're going to connect Excel to Tulip using one of our library apps. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the library and go to connectors. At the bottom we have M365 Excel connector. So let's click on this and let's add the connector to our instance. There you go. It's going to bring me to the instance and we can install it. So now we have this connector and all of its functions, but it's not connected yet, so it's not going to work. So we're going to have to do some changes here, and we're going to have to set this to Cloud Connector Host, and then we have to change these headers. So this is where we have to go to Azure and figure this out. So right now I have this OneDrive here. This is where my Excel file is going to live. So let's just create an Excel document, call it book, and test 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. So this is my workbook here, no problem, and it's in my OneDrive, and this is what I want to access from Tulip. Over here in my, you want to go to your portal.azure.com, and you can do go to your Active Directory here. We can do an app registration where we can create an application. So new registration, I'm going to call this Tulip connector tutorial. I'll say single tenant here. The redirect, okay, what's the redirect going to be? That's going to be listed up here. Here's the redirect URL. I'm going to grab that and throw it in here, okay, and register. So I'm creating this app, and this is going to allow me to connect to it. Let's do let's get a secret. So new client secret. This is going to be, tutorial secret. We'll say it expires in 6 months. We'll add that. And now I have my secret ID in the value. So let's copy this value and we'll bring it over to the connector function and put that here in the secret. And then we'll go to back to the overview here. We'll get the client ID and we'll put that in the client ID. And then if you notice here, there's this thing here, which is your tenant, I believe. I'm not a API guru. So anyway, we'll go here. This is the tenant ID. So we're going to grab this and we're going to stick that in place of it right there. So there's that one, and then we'll put this over here. There's that one. And before we can fully do this, it's asking for the scope, which is read write. Let's go into permissions and let's add a permission. Graph, application permissions. Here we go. Files, read write all. Cool. Let's just take these, add permissions. Perfect. Hopefully that works. Let's see what happens here. So let's go to our connector and test it. It wants me to sign in. I'm going to sign in. Accept. And it looks like it test and saved. Test, save. Cool. Everything's good there. Let's see if we can get my drive details. And let's just test it. And there you go. There's the book. So now I can use any of these connector functions that I want to use within here. Now for this to work, you may have trouble. I had trouble with this. Your Azure instance, your Azure tenant has to have some specific things. It has to have certain applications. So ours has Office 365, SharePoint, and these sorts of things. So you're going to need to have a license to SharePoint and OneDrive to make this work. But once you do this, you should be able to use your connectors in Tulip. So let's go ahead back here again and test this. Here's the ID of the file. If I click this and I run to get all worksheets in workbook or get worksheet range, let's see what this is. Let's say the item ID is this. The start range is A1, and maybe it's A4. The worksheet name is sheet 1, I believe. Let's test this. Am I going to get something? There you go. See, those are my values. column string test 1, 2, 3. So now I'm pulling in information directly from that sheet, and you can use it in your Tulip apps. Hope that was helpful. Thank you.